against
alpha
constantly
traders
to double check, quadruple check, and I would ask the experts on the math stuff.
Well, of course.
Anyway,
yeah.
Well,
let's roll.
No, it's all good. It's a good conversation. It's a good conversation. A lot of people.
Oh, yeah, I mean, definitely ask Jeff, ask Van Up. You know, those guys know that stuff.
Yeah.
We're all good. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel, man.
Not at all.
You are the wheel.
There's no dumb questions around here, man. Not with this stuff. Like this is not exactly. It is not something that just people fall out of bed one morning and understand everything. Like we all gotta ask questions.
Yeah.
And we all got, and we obviously tested those exact same things. Like the thought did occur to us, hey, can we make these things work? But the answer is they're designed for normal candles.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. That being said, cool. Because I don't even know what a Renko is. So there you go. What does that even tell us?
Trash, man. Trash.
Honestly, I don't even know what a henchki or henskin, whatever.
Haikanashi.
I don't even know what that means either.
You have to say it with the accent too. Haikanashi.
That's it. Haikanashi.
Haikanashi. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what is that candle all about? It's all about trend, right? Well, we got entropy.
Yeah.
We don't need to. Those candles will get people wrecked.
Oh. Okay. What's all about trend? Haikanashi.
Yeah.
Haikanashi is a trending it's a price-based trend candle.
And then what is Renko, if you don't mind me asking? Same thing.
It's just a different kind of candle type. I mean, we can go into it, but it's
quite
long.
I apologize.
Quite long, and it's traditional TA stuff. Like it's not it doesn't mean that all traditional TA things are evil or anything. It's just that it's not VEPS.
All right, pre-market coming back.
Let's save that juicy bit for the Discord, so that people watching this on YouTube are like, huh? I gotta join a Discord? Yes, you have to join.
Yes, join the Discord. It's free. We give you free tools. We teach you how to trade volatility for free. It's absolutely wonderful. Yes. And then if it's something you like to do, then you can look into our real indicator package, right?
Yep.
Not just the starter pack. Not just the starter pack. Let's see here. So yeah, right, yesterday, the old dollar, huh? And look at the end of the day, or look what's going on right now. I'm surprised pre-market on SPY is not up, to be honest. The way, I mean, that dollar though, this is exactly what I saw happening too. So we get the dollar dumps way down before the beginning of the week, way below its new weekly range, then just flies up through it yesterday, right? That's why the markets crashed. All right, you get that strength in the dollar, bam, all those risk on assets dump. And one thing I did notice, and I know I'm sure Yasha noticed too, this correlation's breaking. This correlation between traditional markets is definitely breaking with crypto, because when yesterday when traditional markets were dumping, fucking Bitcoin, Solana, everything was going sideways. And then I made a post. I just saw the open. I saw how crypto, right at the end of the day, right? Look at Solana. Look at Bitcoin. They both pumped right up. These bots know where the new daily range is going to be. So they opened up the new day above. That's why I went in the Discord. I was a little tired. I was like, it looks like crypto's going to pump overnight. I woke up and I was like, that didn't fucking age well. That's why we trade low time frame volatility. But, so, had a little pullback right back into the meat of the weekly ranges. I mean, look, Solana and Bitcoin, both hanging out. We're a little bit above, Solana's above the weekly. Bitcoin is just a little bit above the center of the weekly. It's about 17K, what is it, 16,958, that's the top of the weekly range, which is below the daily. We don't like to see that. We don't like to see that. But I am surprised with what the dollar did overnight that SPY is not up. It is down, so, interesting. Interesting indeed. The minis, though, the minis are charging. I wouldn't be a bit surprised in the next 25 minutes if this pre-market SPY pulls up to center of the monthly. Right here, 394 or something. Would not surprise me at all. It's creeping right now. But yeah, what shall we look at while we're waiting here? Let's
NASDAQ minis traded all the way down to the S1 or S2 this morning, and then boom, right off them.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna
my first buy was 11.44, something like that. It went down to 11.423.
Right. Let's see. Where you at,
now
minis? There they are.
14.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's take
See
a
how I
peek.
touch it right off the bottom right there?
Oh yeah, 68 through
on
Laplace. Bam. Pretty sure. Yep, that's exactly what it was. Yeah, good bounce right there. Yeah, and everything's charging. This pre-market SPY is definitely going to rip up here in a sec.
I would agree.
You know, let's see here. We got working. Yeah, this dollar, and we looked here, man. Let's pull this up. Let's pull up the dollar. Crypto, buy crypto, traditional. Yes, there's Dixie. Now we looked at this on the weekly. Yes, we did. So when this baby got to the top, bam, 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 bam. Let me see here. Tell you what, though, man, things change quick. I'll tell you what, real quick. I mean, the last time we were really talking about this on the weekly and talking about this pullback, I mean, it's had an outlier down through these confidence intervals, and all the fissures pretty low. This is interesting. I mean, what's this look like on a monthly? Yeah, there's all that. So you get the dollar bull run. All right, started in June of 21. June of 21. Holy shit, holy. So you get this dollar bull run starting. Look at the returns oscillator, man. Bear div the whole way. Major imbalance between the buy and sell pressure. So this pullback's a no-brainer. How far does it go? Well, look at the monthly Z-score of log returns. I mean, it was up, and it's barely coming down out of the top side of the confidence intervals. There wasn't an outlier to the top side, which is surprising as hell, especially in the variance right here. You get an outlier. I am shocked that the log return Z-score did not throw an outlier up into these confidence intervals, because that's a pretty strong monthly outlier. Really strong. That's what's great about variance. You know, if you don't have time to trade low time frame volatility, which, hey man, not everybody's a full-on trading degen like most of us. So if you don't have the time to trade and you go up onto these higher time frames, there's profits to, you got to take your profits though. There's profits to be made on these longer term moves, especially when our variance indicators are showing these outliers. And we all know when there's an outlier in variance, right? When that outlier starts, it's literally telling you there is a fat tail event in progress within the distribution. That's a 2 standard deviation move or greater, right? Massive profits. If we're talking about a monthly, wow. I mean, let's see this outlier right here. What kind of percentage move we talking about? Now, am I in this the whole trade? Probably not. 25% though. Dixie. Wow. Massive profit there. So you can see the price action of Dixie. It's going back into randomness, right? This was a trend. You can see our prediction model. The prediction model flipped while it was going back into randomness. Continued going into trend. Pretty powerful move. This dollar bull run definitely has been silenced, though. I'll tell you that. I keep telling these bears, be careful, man. These markets could just rip at any time. There's a lot of FUD out there, especially when you got Kramer telling everybody to sell out of their crypto. That's a no-brainer. Buy, buy, buy. Because that guy is a hack. I mean a hack. But that's the way. And I posted that Keith McCullough video, right? And I said it was good for the reason why. He gave you a little bit of an insider look of how all that shit is so fucking corrupt, especially with the old wall media. That's some serious shit, and that's what's going on there. That's old wall media trying to just fuck the retail traders, man. It's incredible. It's incredible. Once you figure that out, it's like, okay, let's counter trade these hacks. Not that that's how we trade, but we know, right? You got Jim Cramer telling you to sell everything. That's when you buy. That's when you buy.
That's when you at least look at buying.
Well, yeah. They're just going to full counter trade mode. Get wrecked.
Yeah, exactly.
But
always do the good analysis
yeah.
With the good tools.
Yep, for sure. For sure. So yeah, getting in. We just had options wise though with traditional market, right? January 20th expiration. Yesterday was 45 days out. Got into some positions. That's obviously, in my opinion, best time to enter an options trade. 45 days out. Start taking profit 21 days till expiration. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. Yeah. Defined risk, strategies. That's one good thing about Tasty Trade, man. The videos they put out, they do a lot of analysis and stuff to show you how buying premium is not a very good idea. You know, that's all these kids out there trading options on Robinhood and shit. That's all they do. They buy calls, they buy puts, buy calls, buy puts. And they'll get a big winner, right? And that's all you ever hear about. You don't hear about the 9 out of 10 times they got wrecked, right? You only hear about, oh man, I bought this GameStop call, made a fortune. Yeah, and you haven't even made back what you lost the previous month. It's kind of funny how they only talk about their winners. They don't talk about their losers. Where if I have a loser, man, I'm talking about it. All right, I want everybody to know, hey, don't do this. It's not fun losing. But yeah, incredible. So yeah, it's a good time to enter any options trades if you have a brokerage account anywhere. Loving the options. Be careful though, right? We always talk about leverage bad. Well, hey, if you know anything about options, it's cooked in. There's a lot of leverage. You just got to be careful. Got to be careful. And it's a lot easier to manage those positions in options too, right? I mean, you can turn an undefined risk strategy into a defined risk strategy really easy. Like, right, you can turn a strangle into an iron condor real quick. To cap your losses. All right, let's get back over here. I went on a tangent. It happens sometimes.
It's good, man. It's good.
Yeah.
Good. I mean, there's a lot of people in the world who try to trade options and don't do it well. And we obviously talk about scalping and generally trading low time frame volatility anyway. So it's good to hear also about options, because people tuning in, especially for the first time or relatively new, if they want to know about trading options at all or anything like that, our tools work with that stuff too. So in fact, they're designed really. Initially, they're designed for trading for options traders. That's how the whole volatility trading market evolved in the first place, because of Black-Scholes. Like, they made those tools initially back in the early 80s or even 70s for trading options, and that's how that entire sector of trading was born, literally.
Oh yeah. Because there was really, when we started figuring out about volatility, I mean, there was only one guy that we found that was making these indicators. You're like, oh, what the fuck is this?
Space, this is really new. I mean, like, people have known about Black-Scholes in retail, but good luck trying to find anything that was really solid for retail traders, even just a few years ago. Like, it didn't exist. And this is a very new space, for people in the retail trading space to actually have access to these kind of tools.
Yep, 100%. And then, and I was being told, oh, these are for options, right? The projection loss, these are for options. And then I'm like, well, hold on for a second.
Yeah.
Especially me and Yasha way back in the day. And there's a couple others. Christ went the options route, but it was like, we started to figure out, I was like, wait a minute. You can trade Delta with these, man. This is powerful. This is powerful on low time frames, taking profits and stuff, learning about the outliers and whatnot. It's an incredible way to trade, man. It changes your whole outlook on these markets when you realize all of that stress goes away about bear market, bull market, all that shit. It doesn't matter anymore. You're trading low time frame. You're using these indicators to an extent where you get good entries, you know where to take profits. It's just it's a powerhouse in our opinion. That's why we do it, and not many others do. And people ask me, why do you do that? I'm like, because you're not. Why do you trade the 6-minute time frame? Because you're trading the 5-minute, right? Why do you trade the 33-minute? Because you're probably on the 30. It's like, and it's a numbers game to me. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows my number scheme, and I'm not a big math guy. Right? But everybody knows Tesla turned me on when I was a kid, right? And I started following him, his whole 369 philosophy. And if you grasp that, you start studying it, I guarantee you'll start changing up all your time frames, all your lengths. Everything will start switching that way. Not only is there not a lot of people using that, you will see the power of it. You definitely immediately will see the power of it on those time frames, how these distribution levels, price action volatility ranges, everything hits so perfectly. So perfectly. That's why a lot of people in traditional TA, they like the 15-minute chart. But that's the only thing, you know, the 15-minute, right? You immediately add 1 and 5 at 6. So boom, you're right there immediately. You're in that philosophy. That's how I roll. But people don't continue that on, and they, in square roots with our volatility, right? With our look backs. There's a big thing to that. That's why we use it. All right. That's enough. I guess we're having a little edumacation.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yep, here comes at us by pre-market.
You might not know how we do things like that, but yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes, you know, when we're all talking about it, we make it sound easy. It's not.
Right.
It's not easy at all. It just takes time, man. And what a perfect time. That's what I was telling somebody the other day. So they're like, "Oh, I'll never get it." I was like, "Are you trading right now?" "Oh no, I fucking got wrecked." And I'm like, we're at the bottom of a bear market. What a better time to start studying this stuff, especially if you're not even trading. Exactly. Start getting your feet wet, because I'm telling you what, man, you're gonna want to learn it. Yeah, you really are.
There's always another up cycle. There's always another down cycle in the big picture. That's just how it goes.
Yeah,
be prepared for the next big up cycle, because we are definitely. We are at lows. We may not be the ultimate low or whatever, but we are definitely at lows. And you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure that one out.
Yeah, 100%.
Look at that.
And we talked yesterday, Bitcoin's monthly volatility, especially the low length, the 525, pretty powerful. Another square root, right? Another square root length, 525. That breaks down to what? A 12, and a 12 is a 3. This is how we roll. People are just like, what the fuck did you just say? It's all good. Yeah. So, the returns oscillator on the monthly. This whole move from the all-time high, just been setting up bull div, right? Bull div, bull div, bull div. But at the same time, people forget it's also setting up hidden bear, right? I was really wanting this monthly return oscillator to bounce off the zero mean. It didn't, which is okay. It's still flip bullish. All the fissures are pretty damn low. Let me take another peek at this. I mean, you've got 1 past the 3 SD, 2 past the 1 SD, 1 past the... Yeah, I mean, this thing is getting really close to... Put it this way, with these volatility reads on the monthly, let's see, the weekly I think was about a 70, wasn't it? Yep, 72. What was it, the 5-day? 5 days low, 3 days low, 2 days contracting, positively correlated. That's why we're getting these 2-day candles to the downside. Then the daily, right? Low. Yesterday, the 4-hour was low, obviously. Boom, look what happened. So it expanded first, positively correlated. Look when the correlation broke right there. The expansion continued. Wham, we get the down move. So I would imagine here, when this 4-hour candle, how much time we got left in this? Hour and 41 minutes. If this stays negatively correlated and... we get another 100% candle, it's going to continue to rise up. And that's what's happening right here. I guarantee you, this volatility is just flat up here at 100 percentile negatively correlated. So it's just walking right back up. Plus, wait a minute, let me turn off this projection boss here.
There's also a mean reversion.
I mean, look at the bull div, returns oscillator, Z-score log returns, bull div. This could be a nice pop here in a sec. We'll see when these traditional markets open up. But yeah, 4-hour, bunch of bull div. Let's cruise down through these time frames. Excuse me.
There's a mean reversion from the 5th of December when it blasted through one of the RMLR 3 SD bands down to the downside. Right. The 1110.
Yep, for sure.
And since then, it is a mean reversion, even though it dropped a couple candles ago.
So.
Well, a mean reversion since like a good 10 candles.
And check out this read on the 90-minute. Guys, now I talk about sometimes when this volatility falls off a cliff. This thing fell off the moon, man. This didn't fall off a cliff. This was at 100%. Look at this candle. Zeros. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I've ever seen volatility fall off from 100 percentile to a 0. So what's that telling me? Especially now, it's heading up positively correlated. Look at the predictor. I'll tell you what, man. Oh, my goodness. We're going to get a move. Now, I'm not going to say right now which way. Let me see. 45. What are we doing over here? Of course, I'm looking for divs.
I will say when the tendency is when you have flat correlation, crushed correlation, and crushed volatility, and all it can do both of them is expand. Well, if they both expand, price go up.
Mm-hmm.
That is the main tendency of the of what happens when both of them rise.
And all these Z-scores are coming out of the bottom of the range, man. So you get volatility crush like that. Z-scores are already to the downside of the confidence intervals. Variance is low. The returns oscillator, I would like that to be below the zero mean, to be honest. But hey, it's okay. Wow, that volatility read's blowing my mind. Just look like on the 33. My favorite time frame. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I just let the cat out of the bag. Yeah, it's coming out of the bottom. Volatility's pretty flat around a 50. Look, totally random price action right now too. So what happens, right? We all know how this entropy indicator works, right? You go back, when you're flashing, when price action's totally random, trend is coming. Trend is a-coming. Let me see here. Boy, look at this 33, man. That returns oscillator is right at the zero mean. Let me see something here. Yeah, a little hidden bear. It's okay. This would actually, if you drop below on this close, it would set up some hidden bull. That 90 minutes got me frisky, though, in Bitcoin. This thing is going to pop. But then you come down here to the 15, and you got the returns, or you got the Z-score log returns all the way up in the upper confidence intervals. Let me see something real quick. 93.
It depends on your zone there, because you also make it just to where it's at the mean and even a bit below on the lower settings. But yeah, there's a bull div also on one of the RO with the longer settings.
And there we got the dollar.
There's a bear div setting up on the 15-minute one.
Yeah, this is making me want to go to the dollar. Hold on here. I'm going to look at this low time frame. There we go, 15. Let me see here. Yeah, I mean, we had this steep bull div right here. I'm telling you, this isn't going to last long, in my opinion. This is going to come back into randomness. Volatility's contracting, starting to head back up into positive correlation. Out of significant negative. Let me see here. So here's the 90 where that volatility is just whacked on Bitcoin. Well, yeah, you can see the volatility fell off a cliff here too on the dollar. And then boom, as soon as it expanded, we got these two 90-minute candles. Zip, expansion negatively correlated. Starting to head into trend too. Keep an eye on the buck. This thing could dump out. Having an outlier right now, right? Having an outlier right now, and it looks, whoa, it's big. No, look at that. Look at that outlier. Look at that dump on the dollar, right? I mean, this can get massive. I mean, that's what you never know. And so people are going, well, what do you mean an outlier? Well, we talked about it earlier, right? An outlier is a fat tail event within the distribution of returns. Second standard deviation or more. And people are like, well, how do you figure that out? Well, here, let me show you. Whoops. Yeah, I'm going to have to, whoa, how far back is this PB2? Let's drag you up in here, son. There you are. Let's see. I'll show you exactly what I mean. All right, there's where the outlier started. Boom. Well, one more over. There we go. So with 2SD, or in this case, this is Laplace distribution, 95.4 percentile range. That's what, when you have an outlier, it's telling you, look, this is going to move down into this range. So when people are like, so there was a 95.4% chance this data set would move there? No. Exactly the opposite. There's a 95.4% chance these candles aren't going to close below there. I mean, look at that last candle. Wicked right to it.
Or above the seconds to the upside.
Right.
It's that whole range.
Yep. This whole range. Whole range right here. And so it's not good. That's why. Look, this 90-minute candle on Dixie's closing in 34 minutes. Okay. Look, we got a wick down below that 95.4% range again. Look at it pulling right back up. Because there's a 95.4% chance it doesn't close below there. Only a 4.6% chance it does. So, is that outlier? Would I put it this way? What is the outlier telling me? I'm taking profit. I'm taking profit there. If I shorted Dixie, bam, I'm out. I'm out on that candle, right? As soon as that hit that 95.4, boom. I've already got an order. I already got a limit buy order right there, just waiting, front running it a little bit, right? Because look, that's what people don't realize. Like, well, we got to front run these retail traders. It's like, are you serious? No, you got to front run the algos, man.
Yeah.
That's who you got to front run. You got to front run the algos because this is exactly what they're trading.
Read in that sense.
No, fill them tiny buckets. Yasha is the tiny bucket man.
I love my tiny buckets, bro.
I know you do. I do too.
Right.
You got me hooked on the tiny bucket.
Little buckets. Fill them every day.
Fill them buckets. Let's see if there's an outlier in the 4 hour. Not yet. The variance is negatively correlated, though.
Yeah.
Variance is negatively correlated.
Well, on the 15-minute of the VIX, of the Dixie, it literally just bounced off the weekly there, the bottom of the weekly, and on the 15 minutes.
Yeah. Bam, right there.
It is perfect.
And so not only is that showing you that was an outlier, right? An outlier going down. Look where it bounced to.
Yeah.
Didn't close a candle below the bottom of the weekly range. That's how.
Yeah. Well,
when I started looking at all this together, I was like, hold on, man. Hold on. This just all works so well together. It's incredible. So when that outlier started, right, and then you're looking and you're seeing that data set number in the same area, man, that is a no-brainer. No freaking brainer. And actually, so where would I have taken profit if I was looking? I'm over here on the VRE. Here's the 95.4 Laplace right here. That would have been a great front run. Just a tad under 105. Got the profit. Front ran the algo. Thank you. We'll take our profits now. It's a beautiful thing how all this works together.
Even if it goes exactly to the weekly or even a touch below it, you can see it went down slightly below the weekly, right, with those spikes on the wick. Again, if you had taken a profit at the Laplace, you would have done very well, and you would not have run as much of a risk of not getting your order filled. Right? You would have gotten your order filled on the way down, which it went below, tagged the weekly, and great. If you had a fast bot, with multi-billion-dollar bot at your disposal, you can tag that weekly exactly. But if you want to make sure you get that profit, take it a few cents above. Don't be greedy.
100%.
You don't run those bots. You get out with your little bucket filled. You flip for the next move, or you wait for the next occurrence of opportunity that tells you to take the run, and right there you saw one because you had bull div building up on RO, you had bull div building up on entropy oscillator, you had the ALRs were starting to move back up because you were almost at the second standard deviation down on the ALR band. You had a trending move that was like turning around with negative correlation right there, and then all of a sudden, it peaked out and started to turn around. The trending move started to have weakening correlation. So you had all the reasons to take profits right there. You even had variance, turning right there, and starting to be, starting to turn down and lower its significant positive correlation to negative correlation. So it was, going to go up because that's what happens when you have variance falling with negative correlation.
Yep.
So all the information was telling you, take your profit there, and don't be greedy. Take it when it hits either that Laplace, or frankly, depends when you got in that move. You might have even taken it a little sooner, but the 4-hour Laplace right there, juicy place to take it. Juicy. And the weekly, obviously, if you got that, you're gold. Anyway.
Yep, 100%. Good stuff. All around. God, Solana, you skinny. Let's fatten you up a little bit. Yeah, here we go. It's like I like my whale blubber. Get you all fat here. And I just want to throw in a little some, not financial advice. I'd go buy myself a bubble goose. If you know anything about NFTs. Holy shit. Carl Jones was in the chat last night dropping some bombs. Oh my. Just wait. There's some massive shit going on. If you don't know who Carl Jones is, Google him. Google him. Got some massive production companies on board with Bubble Goose. So, from what he's saying, probably February, and you should hear the networks he's talking about. Amazon Prime, Netflix. This show is going to be everywhere. Pretty powerful, man. Pretty powerful. So here's what I wanted to show too. I had a little goose bouncing around in my head. Yep, I aped in again yesterday. So let's see here. So look at this. So this 4-hour candle, right, on Dixie, There was the bottom of the weekly range. Look where the wicks went to. That little skinny blue line is the second standard deviation, normal distribution on that 4-hour candle, right? So could you have taken your profit there? Yeah, tricky, real tricky, right? The algos bounced right there, big time. I would have been on this candle taking it at the 95 for Laplace, like I said before, because I'm not going to be greedy. Not going to be greedy. Then you go over here on the 4-hour, right? And it wasn't even having an outlier, but look at the projection too. 95 for Laplace. Bam! Pretty powerful. Pretty powerful. Shocked that this is not an that this variance didn't show an outlier on the 4-hour. Probably because the wick didn't. I don't know, man. That's strange. It should be. But look at the look at the fissures. Look at all the fissures on Dixie. Dixie's looking weak. That's what I'm saying. That's where I'm going to fall that. Dixie looks weak. Oh, boom. They opened up. All right, let's see what we got working here. Where's the new daily range? Bottom of the daily is right below the center of the monthly. So, in my opinion, yeah, we probably at least got 394, 394.5 incoming here real quick, I would imagine, especially if this dollar rejects off of this. So this green line over on Dixie, first support level for that daily volatility range, right? Came up here, it looks like it's rejecting. If it does, and you close some 15-minute candles below the bottom of this weekly, one SD move probably, 104.5, you will probably see at that point, you might see a 1 SD move on SPY to the top side, 397, 397.06. And that is the, what is that? Yeah, that's the 1 SD on the 4-hour, whereas 400.39 is a 1 SD on the daily. Wow, we could see that, to be honest. This thing could rip today.
Market opened a couple minutes ago. I don't know if we mentioned that.
Oh, yeah. I did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's all good. So, yeah, this rip up here, it would not surprise me at all, especially if, like I said, because this support is definitely going to flip resistance. If it does not close some 15-minute candles back up above here, you're probably going to see Dixie dump out, at least to a 1 SD. Then that would be a good bounce point. But we're just going to have to play it by ear here. The center is right at the daily 68.3. All right. Let me see here. SPY 93. All right. Let's go back over here now. Flip this on SPY. Let's see. Where are we, little SPY? Yeah, no hidden bull. 4-hour. These fissures are looking frisky, though. The prediction model's still to the downside. Contracting volatility positively correlated. That's where I'm going to drop down. Let's see what this 90's telling us. A lot of bull div. This thing, yeah. SPY's definitely going to move to the top side here. Almost full contraction. Actually fell off a cliff, negatively correlated. This thing could ebb and flow right into a nice little pump. Nice little pump. The predictors flip too. Heading back into randomness too. That's some of the most powerful moves. This thing rides up and then goes back in the trend. Yeah. SPY could fly. But also, right, you want to create yourself a workflow. You want to create yourself a workflow to get a better idea of what exactly is going on. Not just one time frame. I know a lot of people are just stuck on one time frame. It's like, how in the world do you do anything trading like that? You gotta understand what's happening on all the time frames. Give you an idea. All right. Go, little SPY. Run. Run, little SPY. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. And this is what I love, too. You know, when SPY's just ranging around, it's good. It's good for my options trades. Even though that's what I love about traditional markets. You know, it's not as correlated as crypto, right? You know, BTC takes a big dump, the whole fucking market dumps. It's brutal. Let me go on this chat over here. I see somebody reaching out. Let's see. P-Funk. Can I actually let you overlay? You can really see. Yeah. All right. I see what you're saying. All right, back over here. Oh, you know what? Give me a second. We're out running. The wolf pack is out running. Fucking deer season. Didn't see one deer on my property because Big Dog has ran every fucking animal off within probably a 5 square mile radius. Oh well. Keeps the hunters away. So what do we got working here? Yeah, man, I'm telling you, man, this spy looks like it's gonna rip to me. I mean, I love the 33-minute. I'll always revert back to here if I really want to bias. I mean, I'll go down through my workflow, and everybody knows as soon as that day starts, man, I'm looking at how the daily close, how the daily open. Then I'm going to jump to a 4-hour, a 90, a 45, a 33, a 15. That's going to give me the bias for that intraday trading of where I want to put my risk on. It's not telling me, oh, should I trade today? Should I not trade today? No, it's going to tell me, it's going to give me a bias where I'm going to use my whole account to scalp one direction or the other. But there's other opportunities counter trading that bias. But that's when I take the risk off. Say it's 5 Bitcoin trade, right? Say it's a 5 Bitcoin trade and my bias is to the top side. I'm going to use that whole account. Boom, 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 maximize my profits. But if I'm going to counter trade that bias with a scalp to the downside, I'm going to trade with 1 Bitcoin. This is just, talk about, and I talk about leverage the other way. This is like deleveraging your risk. I mean, it's so powerful, even though I'm not even using leverage. And if I've ever used leverage, maybe 2x. Maybe 2x. Leverage is dangerous. Look at the fucking markets, right? There's a reason why it's a shit show, man. All this leverage is just insanity. It really is.
That's the reason they encourage it so much.
Oh, yeah.
It's easy liquidity for the exchanges, right?
Yep.
Like, we just give these people what they think is free money, and then we just take all their money from them quicker.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Exactly. People don't realize you start using that leverage, man, your liquidation point is just creeping up right behind you. Now, I know there's a lot of, you get the degen traders out there like, oh, I'm going to throw $100. I'm going to throw $100 in a day and just go 100x. It's like, good luck. Good luck. You get a 2-point move in the opposite direction, you're liquidated. It's not even worth it, man.
No, 2 point. You get a 0.5% move because it's trading fees.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
There's house fees.
Yep.
You lose 0.5% on 100x, you're out. You're out of the game. You get that letter, you're liquidated.
Liquidated.
You're better off if you're going to go nuts. If you're going to be a total degen, at least do a little bit of research and see what is the typical move on a day, or however long your trading time frame is. What's the typical move in terms of percentage wise? Just forget statistics and all that stuff for a second. Don't be an idiot. Look at the chart. Even if you don't want to use smart tools, you want to just be a total degen. What is the typical move of a candle? 0.25%, 0.5%, 1%. What asset are you trading? 0.1%, et cetera, et cetera. Look at the typical move. Then
There we
put
go.
your crazy leverage position on that, and at least don't get into a position where if it goes the opposite way, your position gets wrecked, right? On that one tick. At least leave yourself breathing space to get out if your candle goes the wrong way and you're like very close to but not quite yet wrecked.
Yep. So 33-minute just hit the 95 for Laplace. So we can see.
We don't recommend
Boom.
leverage. It's just dumb. I mean, it's a sign of desperation to use crazy leverage. It's just, you shouldn't be trading. You should be finding cheaper assets that are just as volatile that you can afford to trade without leverage.
Where the hell? Hold on here. Where the hell is my projection boss? You gonna pop up? Where are you, baby? Come on, populate. Where are you? Oh, that's right. I'm gonna talk to Donnie later too. Try to figure out the PBs, man. We got to figure out a way to get this, to get the projection in these non-continuous markets. I know it's tough, but what I'm pointing out here is this whole down move on the 33 on the S&P, right? On SPY. There's just bull div everywhere. DLP, Z-score log returns oscillator. So it could be a little bit of a shaky day, but I see this thing popping a little bit. I really do, man. Let me see here. Whoops, wrong side. Let's erase that. Back up here.
What was PB1 for the non-contiguous markets?
Yeah, PB1 won't populate on non-continuous. It tells you, it throws up the error that you need to use PB2. But then on PB2, you have to check the override.
Check the little box. That's what I meant. There's always PB2. There's always PB2.
Yeah.
You have to check the little box. But so what? That takes a while.
But you know what the issue is that PB2 only projects out. It only projects out as far back as you're starting the projection. So if I were to start the projection right here it is, way out here. What the fuck? How the fuck is this thing? What the hell am I looking at? There's a nice little freaking. So here's the projection. Bam, 95. I mean, and people are like, "Oh, that's all hogwash." Really? You can't see it? What do I got to do? It's not like I just put this line here. I just populated the projection from the start of this move, which that's a good spot. It's a nice little freaking what do they call them? Fucking dragonfly doji or whatever. It's bullish, man. It's bullish. A wick right to the projection at the 95.4 Laplace. Bam. But here's what you can do. You go into the PB2. Oh, it is override. Why is that not? Usually when you hit the override.
Because you probably have the. What do you think?
There it is. Oh, here's the issue, though.
You have the start candle.
You get this big. We get this big freaking gap. I know Jeff is listening.
You got to adjust. Yeah, you got to adjust that. You got to adjust that in the settings, right? To make it work.
Like, what are you talking about?
There's that. What do you call it? Either the drift length or the. Where is it? Let me double check and make sure I'm using a similar version to the one you're using. Because there's different versions where one of them is you have to set the candle offset manually. And there's another version where it's pretty much automatic. So if you use the drift length.
Really? No, this is the most updated one, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying is I think in the most updated one there actually isn't that setting that you need to do. But then it's like, I think there's a different way to do it now.
Did we fully push the update, DB?
Yeah, well, the most updated one is out.
That's what I thought.
The slightly older version has, which you probably have access to.
Boom. I might.
Has a difference.
I've been begging.
I think you're using a slightly older version, actually. I
don't think so, man.
No, you're using the newest one. You're right. It has CND there. You're right. You are. All right. Let me double check here.
Oh, Donnie has a new one. He'll update it tonight. That's what I'm talking about. Did I not just set this bad boy? Where is it? What in the world? Oh, set the projection. Sorry, click to. Okay. I got you. Now to populate. But yeah, on this little move on the 33, right? It runs up, hits the 95.4 Laplace, pulls back down. Update the lines, color inputs, make everything cleaner. Van X fix the gap issue. Well, hey. Okay. All right. Question answered. I'll quit messing with it right now until we do get that.
I knew it was somewhere between testing stage and outside stage.
Right.
Or maybe even past stage. But yeah, I know that's been worked on and fixed.
Yep. I just fly the plane, man.
Exactly. We don't build these things. We just use them. Our geniuses build these things.
Yes, our geniuses.
Yeah.
Yes, we have geniuses.
Yeah.
Blows their mind. Especially Van.
We can tell you what to do. We can tell you how to get from A to B with these tools. That's a whole different story. But,
yeah.
You want to ask me what formula is used to calculate?
Yeah, without Van's math, we'd be pretty fucked, I think. I mean, I remember in the beginning, we were all just like, I know Jeff was like, all right, I'm going to try to figure this shit out. Because the math isn't fucking on another level, man.
Yeah.
It really is.
When you get into the weeds. I mean, okay, some of the bigger concepts, like what is this, what is volatility? It's the standard deviation of returns. Okay, I can figure that out. I can Google it. I can look at it. But then when you get into actually calculating like entropy and random walks and trending moves and what is the Laplace distribution exactly, and like how do you make it project outward into the future those things are not so easy, especially when you're working with the limited tool set that TradingView makes available to you to begin with, right? Like PineScript and all that stuff. So it is not as easy as people might think it is. And in fact, it is very complicated.
Yeah. Big time.
You gotta be good at math and dev to make these things work well.
Previous dude sends me a whole page of calculus equations and shit, and he's like, here's what it's all about. I'm like, really, dude?
Right. Yeah.
Really? I barely got out of algebra 2, man. 30 years, or what? How many years ago? Like at 35 years ago?
Long time ago.
Long time ago. It's the last time I sat in a fucking algebra class, and I barely got through it. All I cared about when I was in high school was playing golf. I was in the chess club and chasing about 10 different girls at the same time. That's all I cared about. Math was the last thing on my mind. Now I'm just like, wow, probably should have focused a little more on mathematics. Would have came in handy these days. But it's all good. I don't need to know. I don't need to know the engineering behind it.
That's right.
Give it to me. I guarantee you, though, you give me that indicator and I will have that thing broke down really fast. So I just need somebody to build it.
Yeah.
That's the power move. For sure. Let's see. So.
Oh, I don't know if we mentioned it on the stream, but Bitcoin is running through that intersect, like we said, the past week or so. I've been saying there's going to be an intersect on December 7th or 8th. Here we are, December 7th, Pearl Harbor Day, and you got that power mean intersecting right on the RMLR.
And I'm about
the
to
1110 and the 3012. It will intersect between today and tomorrow, so it's intersecting basically both at the same time, and then it's going to be running between them again.
Right. And then we talked about this power mean. I remember even saying, right, SPY got back up. We opened up this candle. That wick went right to the first standard deviation last month. I mean, a wick right to it. That's that little blue dot right there. I didn't just draw that little blue dot. So, wick right to the 1SD, then a pull up, closes above the 33 power mean, right? Goes up. Look, immediately what happens, right? At the beginning of the month, what are we? 1 week in, December, goes down, tests power mean. Almost went to a 1SD and the first deviation band on the reverse mean of log returns. The predictor on the monthly on SPY is flipped. Look out, man. Especially if this pulls up. This monthly pulls up and does a 68.3 Laplace. Say this month SPY ends up around 425.
Yep.
You better watch out. This thing could rip to new all-time highs. While everybody's just all bearish. Oh, everything's fucked. We're all in there, Right. That's why you don't listen to the news, man.
We could end up, December could end up quite nicely in January also before, who knows, maybe it'll bump again afterwards or not, but it doesn't. Yeah. Not even the point.
But that's a good read right there. What's this look like on the weekly? Yeah, and the weekly, we talked about it. I mean, we're same deal, even on the weekly. Same thing happened on the weekly. Got up above it, coming down to test the power mean. That's on the weekly and the monthly. The monthly, I'm surprised. Well, it's like kind of neutral right now. This is, All right, what are we going to do? What are we going to do?
Get it back down after that nice little ride up, right?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
But, I mean, it's on the power mean, and it's, it closed 2 weeks above the power mean. That's pretty good.
I mean, look at the minis. Yeah. Minis are flying. SPY? Where'd SPY reject? Right off the bottom of the new daily range. Do I think that's going to hold? I really don't, man. I think this thing, it all depends, though. Watch this dollar. Watch the dollar. What's the dollar going to do? So, let's go to the daily on Bitcoin to show what Yasha was talking about. Because, we talked about it yesterday. Boop!
Yeah, you got 2 RMLRs.
And actually, that's what I like too. Here's the weekly first, and we've talked about this. Here's the power mean right here, up here. I mean, we're talking 22.5, and that's on a weekly. Right. Where was that baby at on a monthly? Does it even populate? It does. It's way up though. Yeah, we'll take 33. Mm-hmm. Let's go, motherfucker.
Yeah. Could happen. I mean,
Oh yeah, big time. Let's see here, because we have definitely talked about this. I mean, the last time we literally closed above that reverse mean of log returns was way back in, where are you?
May.
Yeah, May.
Before that,
Let me pull this in. There. Whoops. There we go.
Yeah.
Or January. January of 22. And then a wick right to the 33 power mean. When people are like, where do these wicks go? Oh, I don't know. You want to know? Come watch a live stream. I'll show you exactly where these wicks go to. A rejection. Not only a rejection off the power mean, look, even got a wick up to the reverse mean of log returns, and then big dump out. Big dump out. This was a no-brainer right here. Right? You go up and do a 1 SD move and then pull back right back down to that 1 SD band, open up the new one below it, and then woo, here we go. Party time. But when you get down around,
was the last time we punched right there. Look at that, we punched that 3 SD down.
Yeah.
Since then, mean revert.
Because I remember going, okay, now we're going to mean revert, right? Bitcoin's going to go back to 40. Wrong. Went up and tested that 2 SD band, then boom, dropped way. We got that big drop, right down to 17.5 or whatever. 3 SD band, then mean reversion, right? And that's the reverse mean of log returns. This thing was created so we could see price act. Price action does not mean revert. It does with this indicator, though. These guys are... We are lucky to have the people that we have at Alpha Trading. I'll tell you that right now. When this indicator came out, we were just like, ooh, what's this?
Yeah.
What
and
is
we
this?
discovered some cool things about it.
So rejection off the reverse mean of log returns. Rejection off the reverse mean of log returns. Right? Then we mean revert. Literally open up a new candle above it. Wasn't having anything to do with it. But then it found support on that 1 SD band. And now more... This is going to be interesting, man. I like this area up here, though. I'm telling you, man.
Yep.
I still think that this thing is going to come up and test this 33 on the weekly. But now here's the daily Yasha was talking about.
It's going to hit that power mean at some point. It is technically still mean reverting to the power mean since May.
Yep.
It's not power mean. It's not reverting to the RMLR. It's run through it a couple times, but to the power mean, it is still mean reverting.
And so here's the 30 length RMLR. The 33 power mean, I mean, Bitcoin just rammed its head right up against both, rejected. You turn on the 11 length, boop. I mean, this thing is just sandwiched in between the 11 and the 30, the power mean right in the middle. So what's all that telling me? And Yasha does, this thing's getting ready. We're going to have a massive move. Bitcoin's getting ready to have a massive move. Especially
you got flat court,
random. You're going to see this go into trend. The predictor right now is to the downside, but that can flip real quickly. So, you just got to see what's going to happen here. Very interesting. Something's got to give. This is massive. The old scissor chop. Let's start naming these things.
Yeah. Plus, you've got volatility, right? It's like so flat on the daily, on the medium and long way. It's crushed. So is the correlation, and then even the short length volatility is totally crushed. You've got kind of high correlation. So overall, volatility is dead on Bitcoin right now, right? What did that tell you? It can only expand, and well, the preponderance of evidence is that it's probably going to pop. Well, the correlate if the medium and high length correlations are low, and they only have where to go up from there pretty much also. And even though you got short length kind of higher correlation, okay, so you can get some quick spikes to the downside, but pretty much on the daily, it's getting ready to make a move, and it looks like it could be to the upside.
Yeah.
It could be to the upside. I would not be surprised.
Nope. Never are we. That's what's great.
But definitely keep an eye on those lower TFs, because you will see it move there first, obviously. But we are definitely, I mean, it is getting set up for a move. No doubt about it. It's getting set up for a move. When you see all the three lengths of volatility brushed, and you see this thing where the mean is passing through the RMLR. And how many times have I said, when you see the mean and the variance, the mean and the RMLR is intersecting, you're getting either super low volatility, which is what we have, or super high volatility. And usually it's super low because it's right in the middle. That means that price action has followed the returns reverted to the mean, which is where price action is right now. So when price action is at the mean, you've got low volatility, and it's waiting to make the next move. Period. Right?
Yeah.
Like, that's what happens. So we're right there. at or below the mean, it's getting ready to make the next move on the daily. Absolutely. And so be set for it. This is one of those times like you got to be ready for this move because you don't want to miss it. This is juicy. Like these don't come around every day.
Nope. Juicy, bro. Yeah. Juicy. So there we are. Something's got to give. Something's got to give. I mean, that is just beautiful too. This is just beautiful. Wow. And the bands are tight. I mean, this thing's gonna rip. It's gonna rip. Which way? Stay tuned. We don't get signals.
If you're looking at this and you don't know what the heck these things are drilling into the future, like if you're new to this channel or whatever, that's literally telling you the direction of the RMLR in the future.
Yes.
And it's extremely high accuracy.
It goes against against a lot of people's thoughts on this subject too.
Yeah.
We've proved it all wrong. We've proved them all wrong. And that's what's awesome.
What that is, those are literally that's a drill into the actual future. It's not a random thing we guessed, and that's not even a generic distribution model setting, which is we have this broad idea of the shape of the distribution go for it. No, this is a very specific direction of the RMLR in the future.
Yes.
So if you've ever wanted to know something about the future and wished you could, we actually have tools that show you things about the actual future.
Yeah. And this projection it's so powerful, man. It is. Yeah. I mean, when this thing first came out, I was studying it and I was like, whoa. I saw it immediately. I saw, and not because at the beginning, we didn't have the projection yet. The first one didn't have the projection, but I was like going back, looking at price action, looking at reverse mean log returns, and I just saw it. I was just like, what the fuck am I looking at? There's no way this is real. There's no way this can be true. Because everything I've read is like, no, that's not true. That's not how this works. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. I'm seeing it with my own eyes.
Just asking Ben, like, dude, are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
And he's like, I didn't even create the indicator for that. You didn't even make it for that.
No, but we found it.
Yeah.
We found it. That's what we do. We test these things and we find things.
Yeah, you can hear the giddiness in our voice because if you understood how powerful all this is, you'd know why. You'd be like, oh, why are these guys so excited about this squiggly ass line? Well, buddy,
right.
There's a lot of information there.
There is.
And it's just, we got a little shorter projections. That's the 11 length, right? This is the 30. So yeah, boom, boom. Good times.
You know how to use that, like with one of our Laplace distribution models that shows you the projection into the future. Again, it's a future-looking tool, or the normal distribution model looking into the future, and you can see this thing running through it. Man, let me tell you something. It's like you're literally looking correctly into the area of the future that you should be looking at on any asset on any time frame. It's kind of mind-boggling.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep.
When people say nobody knows what's going to happen, I really, really, really disagree with that statement.
Yeah, man.
Significant correlation of disagreement with that statement. I am significantly negatively correlated to that
right?
On a regular basis.
For sure.
Yeah.
So what's happening here? Oil going sideways, gold and silver up a little bit. Yeah, silver, man. P-Funk been freaking screaming about silver from the mountaintops. Good pop. God, it's just in that zone, man. Been there so long. Well, they're very highly manipulated. You want to talk about something that's manipulated? Hello. These big banks have been fucking caught so many times. Nothing ever happens. They get a little fine. A fine that they make in like 20 minutes. It's just ridiculous. Tesla down. Old Musk coin. Yeah, everything's kind of shaky right now, man. Very interesting. VIX is up.
Got some token hidden in the code. Did you hear about that?
No.
Twitter coin? Yeah, there's like someone on GitHub found some some Twitter token or something like that, Twitter coin or whatever you're going to call it, buried in the code, and then whoever put it up there deleted it.
Wow. That's interesting. And this is since Musk took over.
Yeah, no, it just happened.
Yeah, it just happened. Yeah, he's on a mission. He wants to take over fucking the Chinese chat. What's that fucking thing called?
WeChat.
Yeah,
Weibo?
WeChat. Because they got payments and shit on there, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
See, I don't know. I would never use any of that Chinese shit, to be honest. But
that's like one of the main ways of moving money in China these days, because a lot of people there don't have access to traditional banking, like especially if they're out in rural places in China, right?
Yeah, don't be surprised if the government tries to shut this shit down with Twitter and shit that's happening with Musk. That he is a fucking threat now. He is a threat to the dollar.
Government pays him to do all kinds of things for them, so they're not going to get rid of him anytime soon.
All right.
They like him as a stick or a barb against China anyway. So, you know, he's good for Uncle Sam.
It's good for the goose. It's good for the gander.
Yeah, man, dude. I mean, like Tesla is a great thing to fight off the Chinese version of electric cars that they're making and going to sell like crazy.
Yeah, but doesn't Tesla have a massive market share in fucking China though?
They got a super fab there. They have a huge one of those.
Yeah, one of those. What are they called?
Absolutely, but like the Chinese version, obviously, is going to dominate the Chinese market as soon as they make their, version as cheap or cheaper than Tesla, and they're local, so they don't have to, okay, he makes Teslas there too, but it's China. Like the Chinese government is obviously going to produce their own car, en masse as soon as they can, and have huge market share in China at least. That's obvious, but he represents a significant competition. I wouldn't say threat, but a business competition, a rival, in a good, healthy way, to the economy of China. And right now, also because of that whole chips thing that happened, right?
Right.
So now China can't even make the highest AI quality chips because the American manufacturers aren't basically allowed to make them for them anymore. And in any case, you can only buy that machine from the Dutch. And
right.
Uncle Sam is going to put pressure, right, on Holland to not sell them to China for a while.
Yep.
Yes.
What's that big thing called? What's the big machine called? I forget.
It's like a laser holographic printer thingy-majiggy. I don't know. It makes chips that you can only, that make AI, like super smart AI capable chips, etc.
Okay.
And they only make that machine like in Holland in some place. And for now, right? And so probably China will invent their own version of that machine or something eventually. But until they do, the U.S. is basically clawing back its competitive advantage of brain power and know-how. And they've given deadlines already. I think the deadline already passed, by the way, to a whole bunch of executives who are working in Chinese companies or in China, in American companies or whatever, and said to them, listen, you either bring your brain power back to the U.S. or, you gotta renounce your, business. A lot, they put whatever they put in there. I forget the exact text of the wall of chips is, but it's in there to basically try to make the U.S. more competitive again in terms of manufacturing actual chips and microchips, etc. And the Chinese are going to have to deal with that, and it's going to take them probably at least a couple of years to level the playing field again, but they've been using unfair advantages in China for a long time with their low manufacturing costs and everything else, because they don't pay their workers enough, and so now the leverage has been turned around for at least a little while, to where it's a more level playing field, and people in the U.S. can start manufacturing high quality chips again in the U.S., which will probably actually drive the cost of certain consumer goods up for a while, but at least you'll be having, for all the people who want things made in America, you'll have more things made in America, and for all the people who want things made in Europe also, you'll have more things made in Europe, and for people who are sick and tired of paying China, factories super low wages for their workers, well, now all those people will have even less money coming in, so they'll be even more poor. So isn't that ironic?
Yeah. Right.
I mean, like, but you know, it's just whatever. Those are just the waves, you know, the ebb and flow of the economy, the economic wars. And it's better to have economic battles than to have military ones in my book. So, if the U.S. wants to keep using, you know, Elon Musk as a barb to China's situation, it's again better to have business battles than military wars any day of the week.
Yeah, man.
You know.
Yeah,
absolutely.
War is stupid.
War is stupid. Just ask anybody living in Europe right now, near or in Ukraine or Russia. Like, they can tell you, war is dumb. War is dumb. Ask anybody living where I live. I have too many of them.
No shit.
In the last 80 years. War is dumb.
Dumb. Very dumb. Makes zero sense.
Yeah. So better to have financial fights than actual military.
Yeah, my goal was to retire in the military until I joined the military. I was like, I couldn't get out fucking fast enough.
Yeah.
It's like, this is fucked. This is fucked. Yeah. No, I do not want this. Got enough. Don't ever want it. Let's see. Yeah, man. We got some 15-minute volatility ripping around here.
Right?
Yeah, man. Everybody's like, oh no, we're done. Okay, whatever. The VEPS charts tell me something different. VEPS charts tell me something different. VEPS charts literally tell me the dollar's going to go down and SPY's going to rip here in a few. Let's see what happens.
Literally, VEPS kills FUD right there.
FUD killer.
An example, like the thumbnail of the video. VEPS kills FUD. You don't need to be fearful or uncertain or doubtful of your trades when you know how to read this math. It's showing you right there what you need to do.
I mean, look at this wick. Look at this 15-minute wick from that projection that we were showing. Whoop, right up there, pulls back all the way to the mean of the projection, pops back up. Now it's pumping again. Now 395.65.
When you just drew that random arc.
I'm not that good. Let me get my arc tool. Let me get my arc tool. And I remember before we had the future projection, we were using the arc tool to project out. But hey. Our guys are smart. Yes. Very, very smart. And if we're just talking about
entropy, look how often any asset is on random walks versus in trend, and then you look at certain times and certain assets, like right now, there's actually a lot of trending happen on SPY. Right? I would venture to say, without even having to calculate it, just what's just showing on the screen right there on the entropy on the 33. That's more than 80% of the data set. A
lot of trend, man.
20% of the data set is in trend.
Yeah, a lot of trend.
That's highly trending asset right now.
Big time. Big time.
Yes, in general, overall, in the big picture, it may be roughly 70-80% of the time it's in random walk, and depending on the asset, etc. But right now, if you look at SPY, it looks around. I mean, maybe it's close, but it's, you know, probably not more than 50% of the time. It's random right now. It's pretty close to 50% or 40% in trend, which is a lot. So this is the time you're looking for those trending moves, especially because you know it's a trending day when the when the VRE range is, when the daily range is tight, and then okay, so you've got trending day, it means you can have trending moves, etc. That's one super great way to know how to read these assets and how to read the information on them and how to make actual moves. When you know, is it random or trending, and is it likely to be trending or random more often, and is this trending move that's about to happen, is it likely to be a small move or is it likely to be a bigger move, and how do you know that, based on where it fits within the other trending moves of the day, on the lower time frames and the higher time frames, and on the weekly, etc. So these are ways you can gauge, and you can learn all this stuff. You can learn how to gauge, how to read this stuff, and ask questions of people like us who use this stuff all the time, and find out how to do this. Because again, trading's not easy, but alpha trading tools make it easier.
Yes.
Guaranteed.
Yeah. You'll have an awful experience if you do not take your profit, limit your losses, and if you're emotionally attached to your trades, take up bowling or something, man. Go bowl.
Yes.
Yep.
And if you want to burn money, go to a casino. Have fun burning money.
Yeah, at least get free drinks while you're losing all your cash.
Yeah, go get some cheap steaks, some free drinks, go get some entertainment, take in some shows.
And I'll tell you what, if you're there, get your comps first. When you're out there and you're betting 100 a hand, 200 a hand or whatever, make sure you wave over the pit boss and be like, hey, man, I want some buffet tickets. Hey, man, can I get a free room tonight? I'm going to be here for the weekend. Get all your comps first, because as soon as you start losing, they going to give you shit.
Exactly. Once you start losing and once you're out of cash, bye-bye.
Yeah. Once you lose fucking $5,000, you're like, hey, can I get a night? Nah, sir.
Yeah.
Get him while get him in the beginning.
When you first show up and you got that big stack of greens in your hand and you're ready to party, go get your free stuff. They'll be happy to give it to you because they want you to party and they want you to give them your money at the end of the day.
Yep.
And they want you to have a good time doing it. So they're going to entertain you. They're going to make sure you have a good time doing it, because that way you'll come back and maybe do it again the next time you got another stack of green you want to get rid of.
For
if
sure.
That's how you want to be. Go gamble. Go to the casinos. And I'm not recommending casinos at all in life to anybody, but I'm saying, like, if you're going to be a DJ and just throw your money away, casinos are way more fun than sitting in front of charts and doing it. If you want us to be a serious trader, I mean, look at what we're doing. Look at these numbers we're looking at. Look at the targets we're targeting and how well they hit on all these assets. Look at this chart, literally in front of your face. Tell me that VRE chart isn't hitting targets across the board on all of these different assets.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think we sit there and draw these horizontal lines and that Bilbo's charts match my chart, match, other people's charts across the board because we sit there and draw them in unison? Or do you think it's because it's done with math? Right?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
With math. It's done with math.
Big time, big time. Maths.
Yeah. You don't have to know how to calculate the math. You just have to know how to read.
People are like, well, of course it's hitting. I mean, you got so many damn lines. Of course it's going to hit something. It's not like we're just, there's some resistance. Oh, there's some support. Oh, let's throw a line here. Yeah. No, it's not how it works.
Yeah, those are very specific numbers, very specific lines.
These are all distribution levels, price action volatility ranges, support and resistance levels of said. So, yeah, man, it's powerful. Powerful.
It should be a wake-up call. Like, if you see this, if you're new to this video, if you're to our channel and you see this video for the first time, and you know anybody who trades, like, you probably should send them this link. If you care about them at all. If you don't care about them, don't send them anything. And if you're into trading, learn it and keep it to yourself, whatever. But, like...
And we're talking real traders. We're talking real traders, not just crypto degens that they're fucking watching YouTube Jimmy, getting signals. Yeah. Oh, I should long this. They're swing trading volatility. Yeah. No.
Show me a triangle or a channel or an order box that hits this precisely, candle after candle, on any given time frame, right?
Yeah.
Show me.
Come in. Come into the Discord. Get to know P-Funk, right? P-Funk's my age. I think he's a year older, right? We're fucking boomers. P-Funk was a market making in NASDAQ for a long time, right? He'll tell you all about these indicators. First thing he's going to say is, like, if I would have found these guys fucking 30 years ago, you wouldn't even know me because I wouldn't be in this Discord. I'd be on my island.
Exactly. If these tools have been available to all of us and we'd all been trading decades ago.
Jesus.
This place might not exist at all, but it does. And we are all lucky that it does.
Yeah.
And these tools are available. So if you are wanting to learn how to trade, or if you're sick of getting wrecked, and you're seeing these, I mean, literally the chart in front of your face is showing you, look at all these targets getting hit. It doesn't matter what the asset is. Right?
No.
It doesn't matter what the asset is. They're all getting hit.
Yes, they are. 100%.
Take that.
You see here.
On an accident. And by the way, we don't totally trash every single thing about traditional TA, because there are some things about traditional TA that are actually useful. For example,
Yeah, hard pressed to vibe, but like Fisher Transform. Hey, let's go. We like Fisher. We literally took the Fisher. Donnie made a nice indicator.
The ALMA algorithm, right? The ALMA algorithm.
Yeah. Just like Fisher finishes everything out in a normal distribution, which if I ever see anything like that come from a traditional TA, I'll look at it. Yep. So that's what we're all about.
We don't trash things based on ideology. We use what works best in our experience and from testing. Period. Like, if you bring me tomorrow a thing that proves to me that, poking 3 holes into a leaf and pointing it at the sun is going to tell me the information, trust me, I'm going to be poking 3 holes in a leaf and pointing it at the sun if you can prove it to me statistically and probabilistically.
Right.
The fact is, these tools work really well for trading. That's why we use them. I mean, just look at the information on the chart if you know how to read this. Again, we've been going over this now for the past hour on this stream or something like.
This is a riot,
too.
VRE
targets with the Laplace distribution lines in here, or with the normal distribution lines in here, or with the VRE lines in here. All these things are highly accurate targets, whether you're looking at the AVRs for the volatility reading, whether you're looking at the variance, whether you're looking at the entropy. Doesn't matter what tools of ours you're looking at. There's so many tools, there's dozens and dozens of tools to learn and to use. And you don't have to use all of them, but they're available. The more information, the better from my point of view, because it's like the more signal you can process and the more noise you can filter out, the better you're going to be at making decisions.
Dude, these algos are in the Coliseum right now. These fuckers are battling, man. Look at the volatility in these 15-minute candles. Holy shit.
And look at Dixie starting to drop as all the others are starting to go up, right? Yeah, man. On this candle. Right?
It's crazy.
A classic thing you'll see if you're new to trading and you don't know, is that very often
Siege, man. Will do thanks for joining us, brother.
Yeah, man. Thanks, dude.
Yeah,
see you later.
Good dude.
Dixie will very often go in one direction while risk-on assets that trade against the dollar will go in the other direction. Why is that? Well, because if everything is trading against the dollar, then when the dollar is going one direction, the other assets are going in the other. It's just, very, especially when those many of those assets, whether or not they're specifically correlated to the minute or the hour or the day, in general, there is a basket of assets being traded by bots that trade many assets at the same time, and they will typically buy, proportional amounts of whatever asset they're trading across the board. So you'll have a lot of correlation with those assets because they're buying and selling similar, they're buying and selling those assets at the same time. Against the dollar or against the euro or against the yen or whatever they're trading against. And that's why you have things like the Dixie running against, the opposite direction of asset prices.
Oh, this is hilarious. Let me copy this link, throw it in the. This is a riot. Look at this. They got the bookies involved now. Look at this shit. What they're doing in Vegas. They're running fucking odds on the next crypto exchange to fucking go under.
Yeah.
Wow. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Crypto.com's leading it. Wow, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't. There's definitely more fallout's coming. This is good though. We need to get all this bullshit out.
Crypto.com did that thing the other day where they moved like 400 million of Ethereum.
Yeah.
From some wallets to it was Gate.io, and then the folks at Gate.io sent it back to them. Like they didn't just keep it. They were like, okay, you can have it back. We understand it's a mistake or whatever.
Yeah.
That certainly put the fear and panic into some people who were watching that kind of stuff.
Sure.
The wallet watchers.
They're out there. I got more things to do than watch wallets.
Oh yeah, but there's definitely people who spend their time doing, crypto forensics on different wallets
for sure
all day.
They still got money on all these exchanges. I ain't got a dime on any of these bucket shops, man. Yeah, I'm calling them all bucket shops. I don't care if it's Coinbase or Kraken or fucking whatever.
Definitely. Absolutely.
Good. Be careful, people. This is another reason I was telling somebody. This is another reason we intraday trade low time volatility. I'm not saying don't go on these exchanges and trade, but if you do it intraday, right? Correlate it with the market opening, traditional markets, because that's usually. But I'm telling you, man, I'm seeing there's a little bit of correlation break happening between these markets, which I wouldn't be a bit surprised. There's a lot of institutional investors that are like, what the fuck, and they're pulling everything out of they already did, pulling out of crypto. Why would you have that risk on? It makes zero sense. If you have money on any of these exchanges, first off, understand what cryptocurrency is, right? Not your keys, not your crypto. You're usually, you are literally trusting these exchanges with your funds. There's nothing backing it. There's no security, right? There's no insurance. So, CZ, I got the Seifu fund. You're safe with me. Really? Chinese shill? You got to be kidding me. I trust him the least. I always have. The one that's barking the most about being safe, don't be really wary.
Yeah. The one who's saying, "Oh, there's a huge problem," is very often the one that's projecting.
And I'm not gonna lie.
That's
When they
Yeah,
pulled back
yeah,
their
yeah.
leverage from 100 to 20% or whatever it was, when FTX did that, from 100x to 20x, I was like, oh, okay, oh, maybe this guy does care about the community, right? Maybe he is trying to take all the bullshit. Boom, here we go. Total scammer. So, yeah, there's just, none of these people can be trusted, unfortunately. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. But yeah, man, I think it's about time to wrap this baby up. Watch these markets, man. There's a lot of volatility happening right now. I see I see the dollar dumping. I see SPY pumping. That's what I see. I can see SPY back up at 400 real quick, testing this weekly range. As watch to see if Dixie starts closing 15-minute candles below the bottom of its weekly. Because if it does, and you start getting a pour out here down to this 1SD around, I don't know, 104.5, you're going to see SPY rip up to its 1SD. That's right inside the weekly range at 400. I'm going to leave it at that. Any final thoughts there, Yash?
I think on Bitcoin, I would say look for surprise moves, since you got that mean intersecting with the arm of the law, and all in all, keep an eye on the low time frame volatility and entropy, because that's where the changes start, and that's where the moves are, and that's where you get the most occurrences of opportunity in any given day, rather than sit around and just wait for very long times to pass to fill up them little buckets. It's a lot easier than trying to fill one big bucket.
Look at that. So, this is a little bucket filler. Little bucket filler. But no, this isn't a space amoeba. This is very powerful. I know if you're looking at this for the first time, it's probably pretty confusing. It's not. A lot of traditional TA, that's what's really confusing. Lagging indicators, right? They're literally built on price action. Price action inherently lags behind returns. Everything we have is return based. Let's get that straight. And yeah, and all that being said, the link to our Alpha Trading Discord's in the description of all of our videos. Come in, open a support ticket, request a volatility starter pack. We will give you some free indicators. There's a lot of education in our server, and you can ask any questions anytime. I mean, we're all spread around the country, so you can come in any time of the day, wherever you're at, ask a question. You're going to get a pretty quick answer.
Spread around the world.
Yeah, around the. What did I say?
You said the country. We were actually
Jesus, that's what. Well, I meant the world. My brain's fried. Yeah, we're perfectly spaced around the world. It's amazing how we all came together. We have the globe dominated. Watch out.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Yeah, let's get back at it tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, be safe, right? Take your profit, limit your losses, never be emotionally attached to your trades. I'll leave you with that. Peace, guys.